Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the um, Mid-South Wrestling Review Series, the 18th of uh, June 1983. We're halfway through 83. Hoped to get further along, but honestly, have had some challenges this week that have not allowed that, and also some health challenges, the issues, and need to rearrange how I make some money in 2021. Anyway, Denny Alberts versus Mr. Wrestling 2 is there, and Wrestling 2 obviously takes over arm bars and the like, and ultimately Wrestling 2 gets a lot of wear and tear. Roll throughs, arm bars, and the like. Lots of good mat wrestling and chain wrestling here for the first 2 or 3 minutes of the match. Albert's not a guy I know a lot about, but he's obviously able to hang with Wrestling 2. Wrestling 2 takes him over pretty simply and pretty quickly. Some ride time on a headlock for Alberts, and Wrestling 2 comes up pretty basically. Hits a hard shot to the throat, and we see some real basic stuff. Wrestling 2 hitting the knee lift, and away we go there. King Kong Bundy versus Tito Santana is up next. This is a really decent match, and a match that we later see in the WWF and around the independents during the late 90s, early 2000s. Anyway, not DiBiase, sure. Bundy, using his power advantage, obviously has at least 150 pounds, if not more, on Santana. Santana tries to push him back with some power, but with some leverage and power moves, but it doesn't really work. Side headlock by Santana, and he cranks up on a inverted chinlock and other basic stuff. We then see Santana get a little bit flustered when he can't even topple the man on a consistent basis, and that does kind of play into the psychology for the rest of the match. We see Bundy, who is not impressed, with several shots there, and ultimately, we kind of see a nature of ducks a clothesline and a shot under the nose, and Santana trying to rock the man, but Bundy in the corner. One shot from Bundy takes Santana down, whereas 4 or 5 don't even phase the big man. So Bundy continues to stomp on Santana. Santana finally does take him down, get a few elbow drops across the shoulders of the man. Bundy, though, manages to send his opponent kind of to the outside. Before that, though, Santana able to work on the leg and kind of take his opponent down a little bit. Really, actually, a good big man versus smaller man match. Not that Tito Santana is small, but by comparison to Bundy, he certainly is. Bunny. Imagine King Kong Bunny. That actually would be a fun comedy gimmick. Maybe someone will do that when the indies start up again in 2021. Anyway, so Bundy does make his way back to his feet. They go to the outside and brawl. Santana gets pile driven on the floor by Bundy, and but that's after Bundy gets disqualified for throwing the man over the top rope. There was a special music video type look at the Junkyard Dog and the history of the dog. Then we moved to Hacksaw Butch Reed versus Tim Horner. Reed, of course, last week had pretty well demanded a match with the Junkyard Dog, and here we see him continue the heelish ways. We see him continue to be a guy who's hard to manage in so much as, he uses power, lots of striking, lots of back and forth with the striking, Irish whips and nature, and a hard forearm right under the side of the chin, and we kind of see that nature coming together. Irish whip and big shots into the midsection there. Again, an Irish whip, and we see Reed managing to send the guy up into the lights pretty assertively, and hard shots by Reed along the way. Horner manages to make a little bit of a comeback, although not much of one. Press slam, pretty impressive by Reed, and he manages to muscle the man up, drives him down, and much like the Junkyard Dog, uses a lot of power and intimidation with power to get the advantage. We then see Reed get a victory after the use of I believe, football tackle, something like that, and another press slam to get the victory. Then we go to Mr. Olympia and Zerkoff against Cruz and Weingroff. Easy to say, not really. But anyway, the nature of Olympia and Boris Zukov, depending on your pronunciation, against Art Cruz and George Weingroff. I mean, it's a tag match to highlight the talent of under the tutelage of Akbar. Big backdrop on Olympia pretty early. Olympia has fallen a bit in importance in the promotion since turning heel. I don't know that fallen is the right word, but I don't have another. Big running atomic drop by Weingroff. And again, we kind of see the nature of that going in a direction of somewhat positivity. Hard shot by Olympia, and again we see the body slams and some go arounds there. Again, hard shot by Olympia. Olympia managing to hit and get some strikes in pretty assertively, aggressively, and an Irish whip with a back elbow. And it's there again with the Irish whip and a hard shot along the way. We kind of see Olympia's team manage to use power a little bit as we see Zerkoff block a monkey flip, and then again with the body slams. We see quite a bit of that going forward. Drop kicks along the way, and a big neck breaker by Zerkoff. Zerkoff goes to the second rope on the inside, hits the flying knee, and doesn't get all he wants on that because he's interrupted by one of the baby faces. The comeback for Zerkoff with a hard clothesline, among other things, and they get a victory for the team in general. Rip Rogers and Magnum TA is up next as your, I guess you'd say, semi-main event, as there are highlights of a Mil Mascaris and Black Ninja match to close the program. Rogers, again, relatively new to the area, been around for a couple of months. TA, just about the same, only you can easily see that he's moving towards a major push. Grabs the arm a little bit. Rogers trying to gain control as much as he can with arm drags and the like. TA with hip tosses out of the corner and bouncing Rogers around pretty aggressively. Big backdrop by TA as well, and he manages to almost hit a shot, and then we see the shoulder tackle, and again the attempt by TA. TA manages a back elbow, back fist combination, gaining an advantage, and a hard shot and with an atomic drop, and then ultimately 1, 2, 3. Victory gotten. Highlights: Mil Mascaris versus Black Ninja. Mascaris has Ninja on the mat when we open this, probably in Houston, I imagine. Cut off by Ninja. Ninja using the martial arts type stuff for several minutes, also cranking on the arm of Mascaris, which for the most part is a good strategy in so much as it leads to, an eventual short-term advantage. Mascaris, though, does get a crossbody and a victory out of this, and we close the program on that note. We will be back with more right after this.